Hola, ¿qué tal amigos? Bienvenidos una vez más a este espacio que es el podcast de Click, en donde en esta ocasión tendremos la presencia de un fotógrafo espectacular. Él es de Suecia, su nombre es Jonathan Nackstrand y él nos comentará cómo logró hacerse del Campeonato Mundial de Fotografía Deportiva. Ustedes van a ver sus imágenes y él nos irá explicando cómo las logró y cuál es su filosofía de trabajo en torno a lo que tanto amamos, que es la fotografía. No se olviden que esta serie de entrevistas está dentro del marco de lo que es la Expo Cero Latitud 2025 que se va a llevar a cabo aquí en el Ecuador, porque acá del 17 al 21 de marzo del 2025 se llevará a cabo el Campeonato Mundial de Fotografía. Desde ya empezamos a invitarles, ya les vamos a pasar el reel, el spot publicitario que nuestro amigo Mario Cornejo ha realizado en los Estados Unidos, ya nos ha enviado y vamos a estar compartiendo con ustedes. Bienvenidos, buenas tardes. Hello again. This afternoon with Jonathan Nacstrand. Very difficult to pronounce his name. Is it okay?
It's Nacstrand in Swedish. You can say Nackstrand.
It's a privilege for me to talk with a world sport photography champion. This is you, right?
Yes, yes, I am apparently. Yes, I just actually won the World Photography Cup for the sports section, the first time actually with the sports section. So I'm very excited about that, honored, and it's been a privilege to be there and to receive this award.
Brilliant, amazing. So, how do you get that title?
It's Listen. It's a lot of hard work. Huh? I mean, it's a lot of hard work, a lot of hard thinking. You need to be in different situations that let you as well. For example, like you have to be like in events that matters, in events that look good, in an event that you are as well surrounded with great photographers that you can always try to reach your limits even more.
I invited you to talk about your experience because Mario Cornejo told me that you're coming to Ecuador next year. So I'm trying to find out how do you see the World Photography Cup being here in Ecuador the next 2025.
Yes, I hope so. I hope.
We have a very expectation about your coming. We know you have a lot of work. And what are you doing and where?
So actually, I just arrived to Budapest, to Hungary. There is the qualification series for the Olympics. So for the next few days, I'm going to be shooting basically breakdancing, BMX, skateboarding, and all this kind of special sports, special events.
And how do you manage so many files, so many events?
So we're going to be, if I'm, we're a team of 4 photographers, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to be basically covering each one, the different sports, and then we're going to be rotating as well. That's usually what we do to get the fresh eye, to get the fresh angle every day.
Then what do you do when you get the pictures?
So this is actually for it's a work going to be done for the OBS, Olympic Broadcasting Services, and OIS, Olympic Information Services. So these images will be actually shown on the Olympic website, Olympic Committee, and these images are going to be as well freed for the athletes and for the people taking part of the event to as well to use them. But it's for the Olympic Committee basically.
All those people waiting for the pictures, trying to see what you did, and the pressure and the expectative must be very high.
Yes, it is. So I'm basically I'm part of a team that is chosen by a very known photographer as well. His name is Bob Martin. He basically picks up his photographers, his team, and I'm privileged as well to be working for him during Wimbledon as well. The expectation is very high, and we are demand basically to always try to do our best to get the different angles, the different approach, to try and find the angles that maybe nobody else find, and he needs the money shots basically. He needs the good shots that tell the story and that give some emotion, some energy, some atmosphere.
Feeling.
Feelings exactly. But it's part of the emotions, okay, as well, like in the finish line or in the when you someone winning or losing. There's a lot of energy in the air all the time. And sports as well, it's a lot of colors. It's as well depends on the light. How is the light? How is the weather? Luckily, we're gonna have a heat wave here.
And once you get there, you're ready for anything. You have to be prepared to see what people can see and try to take advantage of the situation or the circumstances.
You need to first we need to work a bit with the light, of course, how the sun is going to be placed. How well, for example, during the BMX, you will have a lot of ramps that they jump and they do flips, and so you need to think a bit what shows that together with the atmosphere. Or if you want to be doing like nice action shot or the whole atmosphere with the action shot, and it's a lot of things that actually have to be considered. And it's not always that you get the money shot, but the idea is to try and to be there for the moment that you want. I don't know. I haven't shot a lot of this kind of like extreme sports, so it's going to be very nice for me to do it.
There's a lot of things that I like to ask you, but precisely the equipment is one of my interests.
So it's quite a lot of equipment. I have actually 5 camera bodies. I have 2 Z9s. I'm working with Nikon. So I have 2 Z9s. I have 1 Z8. I have the D6 and Z6, Z6 II as well. And then I have all kind of lenses from the wide one, 14 to 24, 24-70, 70 to 200, the 400 fix. I have as well, I got to loan 135, the planar lens with the 1.8. That's supposed to be spectacular for this and for my upcoming job in Wimbledon as well. I have as well the 35 mil 1.8 and the 85 1.8. And then I have some extra body in case I can use a remote camera somewhere where I can't usually stand.
Full equipment with you, huge luggage, heavy to carry on.
It's always a bit. When you go to the airport before a flight, when you know that you have all this luggage and all this, you never know what kind of person is going to welcome you to the desk, if they are very easy going or not. One time, actually, I met, there was like, I asked the woman in the desk, like, where should I put, like, can I just get the tag for my special luggage for my pulley case with all my equipment? And she looked at my other think tank trolley, like, how much that thing weighs? Like, nothing. And I had to put it on. It was 18 kilos. And she's like, no, I'm sorry, you cannot go on board with. So we had a lot of discussion, and she actually called back my suitcase so I could put something in the suitcase. And after 1 hour, she managed to let me go with like 14 kilos or 13 kilos.
For those who knows how is travel with this job, going from one country to another, going from hotel to another hotel, carrying bags, carrying all the equipment is very hard and difficult. So, what is make you to continue doing this?
What makes me continue to do it?
Yeah.
Listen, with this job, you get to experience many moments, many things that in normal kind of desk job I wouldn't be able. Actually, I'm a second generation photographer. My father used to be a photographer, but he photographed most of his life the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. I was born in Tel Aviv. I'm half Swedish, half Israel. My mom is Israeli, and my father was Swedish. And when he covered that, I remember as a child that he was often not home, and when he got home after a long day, but he never really shared what he experienced. And then I remember, like after 25 years, more or less, he got tired of the whole conflict. He said there is no ending to it, and he worked then for AFP, Agency France Press, and they actually opened a position for him to go to Sweden. From that moment on, when he got to Sweden and he got to shoot all the sports, to go to these events, travel a lot, he became a different person. He was happy again. He was a different person from what he was in Israel. And actually, I started my first 2 years in Israel and the West Bank with AFP. And then after that, after 2 years, they told me that I can go to Sweden, my father did, and to be there as a stringer, basically. I would love that, because I knew that I want to photograph this conflict all my life. It's not something for me. 2 years was cool, but it's just every day it's something. Every day you need to be prepared with the camera to go to this place because there was a bomb, this place because there was a shooting, and it just cannot handle it anymore. I didn't want it for myself and for my future kids that I didn't have back then. So when I moved to Sweden, I got to be introduced to the whole sports section of photography, and I fell in love with it once. It's something that it just like you get energy. No matter what you're doing, it's shooting sports, you get energy. You will sweat in 40 degrees, you have energy. You always try to be out there and really try to prepare yourself for the moment that you want to get this one picture. And even one picture that is the picture, after many tries, at least you got this one picture that you wanted. Of course, as a news coverage, you cannot forget the important moments that are actually the news, but at the same time, you want to get a great image as well. But as fast as I started to get into the sports, in Sweden, you have many great sports photographers, and I learned a lot from them as well. And then I just enjoyed it more and got into it more, and as well started to be better and better. And then I saw the whole privilege of how you can actually put a remote camera over there to get a shot that you usually cannot get. And it was, I don't know, it was a learning process, and at the end, it's something that I'm still enjoying to learn. I enjoy every day, basically, and I learn new things every day still.
You seem to be happy with that. Are you blessed with your job?
Yes, absolutely. Listen, it's a career that really I'm blessed to have this career. I find it more tough now when having 2 small kids at home. But luckily, I have a supportive wife, and she's really supportive. Actually, she's letting me still enjoy my job and do this stuff. But when I'm home with them. But it's for the one that really want, you just have to keep on fighting for it. At the end, there's a lot of people, a lot of photographers out there that want to be doing that, and they will always try to get a position from someone else or whatever. But you just have to do it and to get better with it and enjoy doing that. That's the main thing, because when you enjoy doing that, you will get better as well. I'm lucky that I'm surrounded with great friends and photographers around me, and it's always fun because you always want to show that you got this image and then the other one wants to get it, and like to be better and better. And So
Yes.
yeah, this is why I like to be surrounded with good photographers.
Which sport do you prefer the most? Which one is the one who you feel more comfortable and you have more skills to get better pictures?
I I have to say all kind of sports. I find it very interesting to well, I'm based in the Nordics, so it's a lot of winter sports. And I like ski jump is very nice. You can create some different things with the ski jump. You can depends, like in the winter, for example. I remember the first winter I did it in Sweden. We had the biathlon championship, and it was minus 29 degrees Celsius, I think, and it was so cold. And for me, it was overwhelming. Now I enjoyed it because it was like the first time. But all the athletes came back with ice on the face and the steams coming up, and it was a beautiful
In
thing.
such a weather, do the cameras and equipment works?
The equipment works.
So
You have to leave it outside, not to take it inside to get everything steamed all of a sudden. You have to leave it
yeah,
outside. But luckily in Sweden as well, it's good because people respect each other equipment, and there is no stress of leaving as well equipment outside or anything like that. But it works perfectly, and today's cameras are just amazing. It's really I'm impressed by how they work. But winter sports I love to do because of the colors of the whole, like how weather can change as well. So you can get like one day beautiful sun, and then the other day all of a sudden it's very dark, and so you have to work with the different things giving to you basically. Athletics I love to do because it's very photogenic, but as well it's many things at the same time. You have to be prepared for everything. But I like no matter what the sport is, I love the outdoor sports.
will you tell us a little bit more about these nice pictures?
Thank you. It's again. So, for example, like in this Olympics, I'm going to cover like what I did in Tokyo, mainly the aquatics, and this is indoor, so it's not exactly the most fantastic. But at the same time, I really love swimming because in swimming, you have world records, you have a lot of water splashing and emotions, and there's a lot of action happening, and it can be for 50 meters, you think one is winning, and at the end someone else, and it's like you have to be all the time prepared. It's and that's it. This is sports. You always have to be prepared for something. It's one of the moments that I remember the most in my life that affected my job as well. There was a match between Sweden and England, a football match, and it was the first match in the new arena of the Sweden International Arena, and it was when Zlatan played, and the game went very good. It was a lot of goals, and Zlatan scored even a hat trick, and then England scored 2 goals. And I remember that I was sitting on the side of the pitch that England was attacking and Sweden attacking on the other side. And then it was the 92nd minute. I see that everybody's starting to pack because it's a friendly match. Everybody's starting to pack. I think a guy from AP and Reuters, I don't know. And I was just sitting there because the action happened in the other side. And then all of a sudden, the keeper from England, John Hart, went out and head out the ball, and then it was this famous goal of Zlatan, the 50 meters. I don't know nothing about the very far bicycle, the overhead kick, and I remember, shit, it's happening, and I was like, and then I took the whole sequence of the celebration, and I thought that I had the perfect frame, and then I'm like starting to go back to the pictures, I'm like, please, and then I'm like, shit. I had the frame, but because it was the first push, the focus was on the crowd behind and not on him. and that was just devastating. That was a moment that I will forever cherish because it taught me a lot as well. It's first, it was a good frame because you see the people like that, but I couldn't send it because that was a picture that I missed Zlatan doing the craziest goal.
It happens. Yes, it happens.
But it taught me that you can never be unprepared. You always have to be until the last moment of an event ready for whatever. It is what it is. It can just happen in front of you.
So, how to be ready when you have so many lenses that you have to view? How do you pick the right lenses for the right moment?
The right lens for the right moment.
Yeah.
For
That's
example, I've been told that I'm using a lot of wide, for example. I'm like, but I'm using wide because I see the whole scenery around it. So, for example, like during the Youth Olympics, I've been told, do it like walk more with the tele. I'm like, okay, but it depends on the moment. It's so much into it. But for example, one of the pictures that I won as well, like a second place in the NPPA international prize. It was the cycling cycling world road championships in Denmark, and it was the only event that I wasn't supposed to cover. It was the under 21 cycling championship, and I wasn't supposed to cover, just to go to take a look and to be prepared for the next day. And I remember that I was sitting having lunch with a colleague of mine, and he wasn't supposed to cover it as well. But then he saw that he had Swedish athletes in the top, and he said, "Okay, I will go out to take pictures of them." I was still sitting in the lunch, having just lunch, and then I was like, I just felt, I don't know, a bit bored in a way, just to sit there and wait. So I took my 400 basically.
400.
And I went to the finish line, and I just waited there. And then all of a sudden, I see that the jerseys that are on the top are friend jerseys, and I was working for AFP at the same day, same moment. So, and all of a sudden, I get this most amazing picture, and that was like in my website, the one cyclist with the four arms. It's an amazing picture that exactly where I was sitting. Exactly that moment gave me that image. So you can try as well as much as you want, but as well there is some from time to time particular moments that if you miss them, you won't get them again.
So
it just happened in front of me, and I was lucky to have exactly this lens for exactly that moment, because the ones above me and next to me didn't get exactly the one person four arms effect. But it's yeah. But so it's many moments that I remember with my profession that I really will forever cherish as well.
your wow picture is ready, or you're looking for it?
I still need to look for it.
So
I need to. So for example, like now I've landed today in Budapest. So tomorrow we're going to be going to the venue to see what we have, and some more of my colleagues will come here as well and then we'll have a talk to see how we do it, and then we'll see exactly how to take these images.
maybe you have in your computer some picture to share with us now. It should be nice as you can show us the pictures. You can tell us the story, what happened with that, in the story behind the scene.
I can see if I have like the good ones.
All of you are good ones.
No, I mean it's so it's like it can be. It's like so many images that I try to like to, in the website we see most of the stuff. But I can. Maybe we go. Can we go on the website, or can you show? If I go to my own website, you can share this maybe.
The ones that you prefer.
Yeah, so we'll do it on the website this way. So I need to share the screen now.
Meanwhile, What do you know about Ecuador?
Sorry?
What have you heard about Ecuador, the country you're going to visit next year?
I've heard many good things. I've heard that it's a beautiful place as well.
Yeah, for sure.
I really, I hope to be there really and to get to experience it.
Yeah, we understand you're very busy with your assignment, but I would like to ask you to take your time to come and visit us because it's going to be an honor to have the champion of the world.
I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm really trying to see what I can do to get there. So I'm trying to check the last details and see if it's possible. Then
Yeah, please.
yeah,
Try.
yes. You can I like share the screen somehow? How was it?
How old are you, by the way?
I'm 41, turning 42 soon.
42.
Yeah,
Very young. Yeah, sorry.
very young. I don't know, but okay. Let me see. Okay, so now. Oh, sorry, I did here before. Why is it like this now? Okay. Do you see my screen now, or?
Yeah, we're looking now. Well down. Those are the ones I saw.
So now you see the pictures running, right? Yes.
How do you did that one? Oh, Cristiano Ronaldo.
But let's go to the portfolio 1 second. So I will. So for example, we have in the Olympic Games. So this is the picture that I've won the World Photography Cup, and it's a moment that usually when you work in the Olympics, you work with your team, and each one get a position, and we have to do the best with the position. I tried different shots and I tried different tactics, and with this one I had a slow shutter speed of I think it was like 30 seconds, something like that, and it's
That picture? 30 of a second speed.
no, not like 30. How do you call it? It's like in Swedish it's 30 sekund. 30 the second.
30 of a second, yeah.
Yeah, and luckily for me, she jumped the way that she has. It's I think the athlete is from Mexico, if I'm not mistaken, and she jumped the way that she has, and I got the face in between the legs with the rings, and it was what I wanted to get, but luckily that she jumped the way she has.
How many of these you take for pick the one?
Oof, can be a few good hundreds. The sequence of this one, I guess it was maybe 10 images from the moment that she jumped until she hit the water. And then this is the winning, like the image that I love the most, of course. And then we have this one that I love because of the whole energy and the light, and it was quite a snowstorm the same day, so the athletes really struggled, but the whole action of it is just beautiful.
Yeah.
And then then we have this one that I love. It's a picture of, actually it's not the competition itself, it's the pre-jumper before the Olympic ski jump competition, and this is the last moment that we saw the sun before the sky took over, and this is the pre-jumper, just like
It's the sun in the back.
this is the sun in the back behind the clouds, and you see the snowflakes as well in between.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Great. And this one as well, I use a lot of slow shutter speeds because I like what you can get and what you can as well take away from the image when you use a slow shutter speed. Like for example, here you have many actually people and a lot of mess around. And when I got him, the way that I had. It just like everything is smooth and nice.
The setting for this picture.
It was a 15 a second, 15 of a second, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
It's again, I had other athletes that took the same kind of image, but he was just sitting perfectly. And I think he was even the winner of the competition, if I'm not mistaken. And this is more from the youth. No, this is from the Olympics as well in Tokyo. But this is the snowboarding jump. Very nice with the background. So you always want to find something to add to the images. So, for example, here the background worked very nice with the silhouette as well.
It's wonderful.
And this is one of the ski jump that I told that I always like to do the ski jump with a slow shutter. It worked nicely with the colors. And this is from the last Youth Olympics. Again, working with the sun in the back.
Always play with the light.
You always need to try to play with the light, yes. If you have the sun, you should try to do as much as you can with the light. And as well here, the sun was on the right side, but it was very nice because with the snow, you have a lot of light balancing back from the snow.
And the lights work
and
fine.
So here,
also.
For example, I put a remote camera from under the jump facing out. So it's just as well with the hope that the athletes will be perfectly into the image, which in this case it has.
Right.
As well, in the Olympics, you always have to try to catch these kind of like Olympic moments, like, for example, the tattoo of the Olympic rings splashing out of the water. You have, for example, this is in the Youth Olympics.
Oh my God.
So again, it's a moment just like 2 seconds, like 1 second after that, it's not the same moment anymore. So it's all about capturing the instant that's supposed to capture the moment. That's it. I mean, it's hard to explain, but you always have to be prepared for everything.
Was he injured in this action?
Oh, no. It's just a normal day of work for him.
Oh, yeah. Impressive.
But I can show you another one that, yes, became injured. This is, for example, in the football.
Yeah.
You have, for example, where is it? This.
Oh my God.
He got injured.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's.
You must be very focused in your work due to the hundreds of pictures that you have on the table, and you have to pick the right one to send to the editor. Maybe sometimes you miss one, a good one, a very important one. So, how do you avoid that?
Now, of course, there are many moments that you might be missing because you have to as well. Now, the most important thing is how fast the picture comes out.
Yeah.
So the moments you look into the viewfinder and you miss actually moments in front of you. But at the same time, it's much better than to sit with a laptop open and concentrate on editing a picture and to send it after a few minutes. Now you just do the tag and send, and the picture is out, of course, by an editor that you hopefully have a good editor that takes good care of the pictures. But now it's all about being fast. So, for example, here, all the images that I'm going to send is going to be basically from the camera directly to my editors.
How do you trace your picture of the net?
Luckily for me, I have a very unusual name, as you've seen. It's Jonathan Nacstrand. Nacstrand is actually one of a kind name in the world, as I checked. So when I Google my name, I just find things. So it's good to have an uncommon name.
Who's the one who's flying with his tennis racket?
So this is like, and now this Wimbledon that I'm going to cover this year, it will be my 4th Wimbledon, covering 4 Wimbledon. It has been a privilege. It's an event that I love to photograph because there's a lot of elegance to the sports, a lot of sportsmanship between the athletes, the tennis players, and there's a lot of emotion, a lot of working with the light as well if the light is correct, and here this is Zverev that actually I was sitting in the correct place to get this dive, and it was just a great frame because he was facing only me when he did his dive. So it's one of my favorite pictures, and that was one of my first images for Wimbledon as well. So it was a very good one to have.
This is one of my dreams to get a picture like that.
That's the thing. When I got it, and people come to me, how come you got it? You just started here now. We tried for many years.
Yeah, I have tried for many years to get this one.
It's absolutely one of my favorite sports pictures because he was really like facing me and doing this kind of like a show for me in a way without knowing that I'm there. And if you see here, there's a colleague of mine that was sitting, but he was of course on the wrong side when it happened. So, but again, Wimbledon is all about the story. It's not just a match. It's like, there are a lot of tennis players that come there. They train. There's a lot of emotion with the crowd. This is a moment that what's the name? Emma Brownshaw. The British player that it was the first time she played a big major, and she actually kept on going forward. And there was one image I was setting up in the balcony, basically looking down this day as I was assigned this position for the day. And when I saw how the game developed, I was hoping for an image to happen. And here I had the 180 to 400 millimeters lens. And it was a good lens to have because I could zoom out and get the image that I wanted even better. Because here she was celebrating, and she just tossed the club up in the air, and it fell straight next to her. And with her doing this, a very emotional celebration, and all the British crowd cheering for her. It was just a great image.
You need to have a good lecture of the match to see what's going to happen and go to change the positions, change the lenses, or how this happened.
You need to be aware of how a game is developed, of how players as well develop, and if they are as well, happy, irritated, or this, and you can always, in a way, predict. You can in a way predict a move or something that will be happening, but you hope for it to happen as well. So here I was just lucky to be up on this position to get this frame with the people cheering, basically.
Yeah, but it could be a different way of celebration. Maybe she started jumping or opening the arms.
That's the thing. For example, like look at this. For example, no, there was a crazy match between
Yeah.
the player and the Russian player, and the other time they jumped and they kind of like kept on irritate each other, but in a good way, and they kept on fighting. It was a great match, and he was happy here. But then a few moments later, there was a great match point that he dove into the match point, and after this moment, he won the game, and it's great atmosphere and great images to have basically from Wimbledon or from any big major tennis tournament. So this Alcaraz, after winning his first Wimbledon last year with his team and family and everybody. So I don't know, just there's a lot to get there as well as the wheelchair doubles. You have a lot of emotions, and it's just like so many great frames that you can get there. and you have all the stewardess, all the one that helping around as well, and it's like you always like look into the tennis course, and I don't know. This is really I love this tournament. I'm happy and privileged to be part of this team now.
Have you seen the circle of the Vitruvian Man, painted by Da Vinci? It's sequel. It's similar like yours.
This is the picture, by the way, that I spoke about before, the cycling picture.
How you name it, this picture?
I don't know. I just call it the four-armed cyclist. Photography, you can really like be professional in so many different aspects of photography. And I know I have many friends. One friend that became a great food photography, one friend that became a great wedding photographer, but the whole idea is to find what makes you want to actually wake up, and enjoy your work, and have the passion for your work. And sports, kind of like sports photography, I found my passion in this at the end. I did a lot of this kind of like conflict pictures before, and I was quite good at it as well, because as well it was my daily life. But when I started to shoot sports, it just something that was perfect match in a way, I love it. And I said, for the people that want to shoot sports, keep on do it, keep on learning, just look around. You have Instagram with so many great photographers. You can get inspired everywhere, and try to get to whatever kind of event you can get, just to get better and better. And there's so many different like programs, I think, out there as well for young photographers that want to develop, and you should just like reach out and talk to people and email people, and try to do your best doing that. But again, just to look around, so many great photographers out there.
So finally, are you ready for artificial intelligence?
If I'm ready for this, for the
For it? For AI?
listen, AI can be good for many things, I guess. If you are working with art, if you're working with changing the reality. But I always worked as a press photographer, and with press there is one rule, and it's not to change the reality, no matter what it
Not
is.
touch the pictures.
No, you can do the contrast and the cropping, and what you're allowed to do, but it cannot happen in our business. The AI, I mean, it can do it for commercials, great, but not for press photography, not for news photography. It's not possible. Sorry,
Okay.
my coworkers are starting to text me. Sorry.
Thank you so much, Jonathan, for being here. I hope my colleagues, photographers, when they see this video, they will appreciate what you have taught us. And I think it was a master class coming from you. Thank you. See you next time.
I hope I gave some information, some help. I mean, it's just nice to be talking about the job as well. I like to do it, and I'm happy to share with you and whoever. Actually, just like 3 weeks ago, I was in Svalbard in the North Pole, just doing something for myself, going after the polar bears. And all of a sudden, they told me to give a lecture about my work, about my sports photography, and I was in the middle of the North Pole, like with my laptop, showing everybody my pictures, and everybody were amazed. And so it's always nice. I'm happy about it.
So thank you so much.
Thank you so
And
much. And we
I
will
leave.
be keep in touch, and I will let you know as well when everything is finalized.
Okay. So I'll leave you with the final. words to say goodbye.
Should I say goodbye?
Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for watching, and I hope to see you in person soon.
And why don't you say follow me in your Instagram?
You can absolutely follow me on Instagram, and I will as well give you my links on. It's my family name, Nackstrand. Nackstrand, and then
We wanted to put it here.
I will give it.
It's gonna be covered with all
With the
your media information, and that's it. Thank you so much.
much. I appreciate it.
Me too. So thank you.
Have a good day now.
See you next time.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.